Hi, Preston Sandlin here with Home Inspection Carolina, and I know I look rather spooky in this lighting because it's night and I'm at my front door. And we're going to talk about burglar proofing, or at least making your home less likely to be burglarized. There is a crazy bird flying up here somewhere. I think he can't get out or something. I don't know what's going on. But anyway, the reason I'm doing this is at night is that is when most burglaries occur. I'll talk a little bit more about statistics, but surprisingly, many burglaries happen through the very front door. This is the front door of my house. As you can see, my daughter goes to Clemson. We're big Clemson fans. But a couple of things. One thing is to have your house well lit, and you want to have floodlights that are motion censored, like those right there. Because that way, you know, burglar walks by, boom, lights come on, spooks them. You know, they would rather be in a house that doesn't have that sort of thing. The next thing is, well, we'll talk about a good solid front door. There's the crazy bird. See it? See the crazy bird? I don't know what's going on with him. There's no nest. I thought maybe there was a nest up here. I don't see a nest. But anyway, cameras. Love cameras. I have a camera at all the doors. I have a camera inside my house in the foyer. I have a camera overlooking the driveway, so I can get license plate numbers, things like that. Love to have that as well. I mean, you know, cameras and recording devices are awesome. What's so great now is that they record on motion, and it immediately gets zoomed up to the cloud. So even if the burglar was to destroy the camera, you know, it's too late. I've already got it. I've got it on my phone. It's just, you can't burglar proof a home, but you can do a lot of stuff that makes, you know, if I was a burglar, I'd be like, man, this house here is going to be difficult, or I'm going to get caught. So I'm going to move on to the neighbor's house. Sorry about that, neighbor. No, I'm just kidding. But, you know, make your house unattractive for burglars. Another thing, you need a good solid front door. This door should be made out of steel or hardcore. This glass is like safety glass, actually. Usually you do not want a glass that close to the lock because they could just bust through and then grab the lock right there. You definitely want deadbolt locks. You need deadbolt locks. You know, a chain lock and all that's kind of nice, but it's not gonna do what a deadbolt does. Another thing is, you know, I have a camera inside as well. Highly recommend having lights on timers. These lights are on timers, so even if we're away from home, they come on at night. You know, if you're a burglar, you don't want to break into a house that's occupied, because that could mean getting caught. Or, you know, if you get in an altercation with the owner, you're looking at a lot more jail time than you would just a burglar alone. Also, dogs help. We have dogs. I'm surprised they're not barking. I was actually hoping they would bark for my video, because they usually bark at every little noise. I don't think they're going to attack a burglar, but they would make a ton of noise. But dogs are great. I recommend having signs for dogs. Even if you don't have a sign, be aware of dog. If I'm a burglar, I'm not going to stick around and figure out if that's for real or just a sign. I'm going to go on to the next house. Let's move over to the alarm system. We'll talk about some more things. All right, so well lit. You want floodlights, much better lit in this room. Also an alarm system. Highly recommend alarm system with monitoring. Just make sure you remember your code, because there's times in certain doors it goes off automatic, and they'll call, and if you don't know the code, you're gonna be in trouble. Now, a couple of things. I love the cameras. They're great. We got one outside of this one too. I was gonna try to avoid this one because it has spider webs all over it, and it's kind of embarrassing. But you know, the cameras are great. The only bad thing about cameras and alarms are you need to make sure that the control, let me get in the light, the control for them can't be cut off from the outside, because a really good burglar could snip your cable or your electrical to that. Just make sure that it's not where a burglar could do that. These cameras are Wi-Fi and they're battery operated. Let me go back up there where you can see it. right back up there. I like those. The only downside of that is, though, that you have to replace those batteries quite often. I'm thinking about going with hard wiring, just because you don't have to constantly replace those batteries. But the awesome thing about these are they're motion censored. You know, I could be out to eat and, you know, motion's detected at the front door, and I can look and I can see. So hard, solid door, no glass around the door. Really don't want pet doors. If you've got a sliding glass door, I would recommend you get multiple locks on that. Make sure you have some type of pipe or a piece of wood to put down into the thing to keep that secure. Obviously, you want all windows locked, even upstairs windows, because some burglars are aware that people leave upstairs windows unlocked, so they actually have ladders, and we'll talk about that in just a second. So, and I said no pet doors, right? But yeah, let's talk about a couple of statistics. Again, you can't burglar-proof a home, but you can make your home so unattractive for a burglar that they'll move on to the next home. And that's what we want to do. All right, a couple of other things about burglar-proofing your home, or at least making your home where it's unattractive for burglars to come in your house. I want to talk some percentages. 81% of burglaries, the burglar enters on the first floor. 34% they go through the front door, just like we were talking about. Make sure you have a solid front door, deadbolt lock. And if you hide a key, do not hide it in the obvious places. Don't put it under the plant or under a stone. Burglars are pretty smart. They would check all the you know, I mean, if I go up to a house, I'm thinking, where would be the most obvious place? And that's usually where it is. So 22% enter through the back door. I'm surprised that's not higher, but wow, you know, 34% front door. 23% through a first floor window. 9% enter through a garage. 4% enter through a basement. 4% enter through an unlocked entrance. 2% enter through a storage area, and 2% anywhere on the second floor. Yeah, I've always thought that. Anyway, don't leave any window unlocked. But, you know, again, just in review, you cannot burglar-proof your house, but you can make your house so unattractive to burglars that they won't want to come to your house. Get cameras. They're cheap. Do a little research on them. We use the Arlo ones, but there's different ones. I think they're all pretty good. Ours have the Wi-Fi batteries, which are okay. It's just you have to replace the batteries a lot. I think I'm going to go to hardwire. Alarm systems, great. And then on another level, just make sure you have a really solid front door, deadbolts. You have timed lighting. You also have motion lighting outside. A couple other things like that. Dogs help. And even if you don't have dogs, they recommend getting signs, beware of dog, signs for the alarm system. You know, I know somebody said, well, why would I put a sign for that? Well, really, ideally, you just want the burglar to pass your house on. Even if he was thinking about it, he's looking at it and like, he sees the signs, he's thinking, you know, I think I'll just go to another house. This one's going to be difficult. And that's what you want. This has been Preston Sandlin with Home Inspection Carolina. I will put these tips up. We have two websites, homeinspectioncarolina.com and askthecharlotteinspector.com. I'm going to put this on askthecharlotteinspector.com because it's a WordPress and it's easier. It's kind of a blog. I'll put the article that I've got here in the tips. And the other one's more of a kind of a website that my web developer does that, so I don't really know how to operate that thing. So anyway, thanks for watching. If you need a home inspection in Charlotte, please give us a call or check out our normal website, homeinspectioncarolina.com. Also go to homeinspectioncarolina.com. There's a lot of free downloads and things like that. Thank you guys for watching.